this as your neighbor. Welcome to 237 79th Street. Where shall I begin? Well, let's begin at the roof. You see that? It's not only rusting, but it's caving in, it's sagging. We're told that it rains all the way through from the top floor to the basement. The pipes have burst. The windows, well, they're all boarded up and cemented closed by the city, who has stepped in just to do that, but not to clean this up. There are raccoons on the property. There's vermin. And as bad as it is, imagine looking at this for more than 20 years. Neighbors say that this all started as an ugly divorce back in 1987. It's really become something of an urban legend here in Bay Ridge. The owner apparently, at least according to neighbors, didn't want his ex-wife to get half the house. So instead, he just let the house go. And now neighbors have had to look at this for decades.
The story was the divorce, and the husband and wife didn't get along, and you hear these stories all the time, but I don't know what.
And the result is what?
The result is a boarded-up house like this. I never heard of anything such thing in my life, but there it is. 30 years. I've been walking up and down this block.
The neighbors have tried very hard to get this cleaned up. As you can imagine, it doesn't help their property values. They got the city involved, but the city's buildings department says that they have issued summonses to the owner, who's still paying taxes on the property, so there's really not much they can do. They say it is the owner's responsibility. That owner is listed as Frank Landy. Nobody can find him, at least no one here on this block. They've also started a Facebook page trying to locate him, but in the meantime, they're trying to recruit their local politicians to get involved to force homeowners to clean up eyesores like this one, but so far, no luck at all. That's the latest this morning from Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Back now to you, Greg and Rosanna.
Okay, thank you so much, Carolyn, for that update. Meanwhile, a veteran soldier, 95 years old, and New York. Meanwhile, some people living in Bay Ridge are joining forces because there is a house in their neighborhood that needs to be torn down.
Yeah, they say it's been abandoned for more than 20 years. It's causing lots of problems. Carolyn Gussoff is in Brooklyn with more. Hello, Carolyn.
Greg and Rosanna, good morning. This is really a beautiful block here in Bay Ridge. Lots of the houses are decorated for Halloween. But this house to my left, well, it looks like Halloween year-round. This is 237 79th Street. It is literally falling apart. The roof is sagging. We're told inside the floors are collapsed. There are raccoons living here and vermin, and it's a breeding ground for mosquitoes, and it has been this way since 1987. It all started, residents in this neighborhood say, with a very ugly divorce. It's something of an urban legend, and it goes like this, that the owner had this bad divorce and didn't want his ex-wife to get the house. So instead, he let the house go along with the marriage, and now neighbors have had to look at this for literally decades.
The rumor was, or maybe it was more than rumor, that it's owned by a postal worker in Staten Island. They had a horrible divorce, and rather than let her get half of the value, no matter what the value is, he won't sell it. It's absolutely horrible. Anybody who comes to do work on the house, they look across the street and say, what's that about? And what does that do to your property value? It's just horrible.
So neighbors say they have just tried everything. They've tried to get the city involved. The buildings department has slapped the owner, who apparently is still alive. Frank Landy is the listed owner, and he's still paying taxes on the property. They fined him. He has not paid. Now residents have actually taken this fight to the people. They've gone on Facebook trying to get folks to help them out, get out awareness, and to track down this owner. So that's the latest this morning from a very difficult situation for residents in Bay Ridge. Back now to you, Greg and Rosanna.
Thank you, Carolyn. Facebook being used for some good.
There you go.
All right.
Do you think that house has bed bugs?
It's probably, well, let's ask our next expert.